welcome back to Kdogs Movies. Yeah, I changed the title a little bit. It's Kdogs Movies. Well, here we are in the month of October. We're a couple days out from October 31st. It is that, of course, of Halloween. And we've been doing this series about childhood favorites and some of the movies I used to watch when I was a kid that I used to watch all the time. Matter of fact, tonight will probably be the last one of that. We'll go on to something else and watch another movie. We'll keep doing the series. Keep doing Kdogs movies, but not continuing with a theme. But tonight we're going to take a look at a film from 1991. As a matter of fact, this film was a part of a popular ongoing series that, and it was the final film in this series for, at least for a particular studio. It would continue on with direct-to-video sequels instead of being played theatrically. And with it being close to around Halloween, this one was a scary themed movie to go along with the trend that was being set, because the character had already gone through Christmas and had gone to jail and gone to camp. What am I talking about? Ernest Scared Stupid from 1991. Yes, this was the final release that Ernest received from the Walt Disney Company. As a matter of fact, it was probably the lowest grossing of all the Ernest Disney movies, but has gone on to be a favorite among the Ernest community. So tonight, Ernest P. Worrell himself goes on to battle a bunch of trolls that have taken over a small town in I think it's Bryersville. So we'll see what happens with Ernest as he's battling these trolls over the fights of children's souls. So, grab your popcorn, grab the family around. It's a little scary, but not too bad. But gather the family around, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, and watch Ernest Scared Stupid from 1991, released by Disney's Touchstone Pictures label. So yeah, let's roll film.
Touchstone Pictures. Monstrous trolls have sprung to life.
Catcher, hope you're from Keebler.
And now Ernest P. Worrell is springing into action. He'll try anything
I know Tai Chi Kung Fu, chow mein.
and everything
Your shoes untied.
to save the day.
It's showtime.
It's Ernest P. Worrell in a brand new movie, Ernest Scared Stupid.
How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips? Know what I mean?
Starts Friday, October 11th at a theater near you.
So Ernest P. Worrell ends up saving the entire world from trolls by, how does he do it? A childlike heart, which means dancing with a troll and kissing him in the most absurd way. That was the funny thing about all the Ernest movies, is that it would have some absurd, silly way that that the villain or the whatever was defeated, or yeah, that was the Ernest movies, and that was the one that that was the final one from Disney that they would distribute. The Ernest movies continued, but they continued on as direct-to-video sequels from an independent producer. Matter of fact, actually, I think there was one more theatrical release, and it did even worse than Ernest Scared Stupid, and it was released independently, and I think that was the sign that maybe that there is a fan base for these movies, but maybe they're not good enough for movie theaters anymore. Yeah, this was Ernest Scared Stupid, and this movie, I always felt that it was just so silly in its nature, but that was the point of the whole Ernest movies, is that they were comedies. They weren't. They may have a tie-in, like this one was more of a scary movie tie-in, but at the basic principle of the film is that it was a comedy. You were to laugh, you were not to scream. And so, yeah, and some decent effects in the movie. The troll, Trantor the Troll, as he's named in the film, he was designed by the Kyoto. I think it's the Chiodo or the Kyoto brothers. I can never pronounce their names, but they were the same guys that did Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they done several Michael Jackson videos and some of the effects in those things. And so as a matter of fact, some of the clowns in Killer Clowns from Outer Space made an appearance in this film, that they were just repainted over and just given a whole new look about them, and they appeared as some of the troll army. And of course, it's been so long since I've watched this, and it was one of those movies I watched as a kid. I watched all the Ernest movies as a kid quite a bit. It was quite often that we would re-rent the Ernest movies. Most likely it was Ernest Goes to Jail or Ernest Goes to Camp, and then there was Ernest Scared Stupid, and of course Ernest Saves Christmas, but that one was one of those movies that they put out only at Christmas time. So yeah. But how I mostly watched Ernest Scared Stupid, I rented it one time. I rented the other movies more than this one, but the thing was, I watched this one the most. Let me explain. The movie came on television. I think it was ABC that played it as part of their family movie night for, I think, around Halloween weekend, and it was on a Saturday night. And so what did we have back then that was pretty popular? Well, we didn't have streaming, we didn't have DVDs or anything like that. We had VCRs and we had videotapes. So if a show came on or a movie came on, you put the tape in the VCR and you recorded it. So that's what I did with Ernest Scared Stupid when it came on ABC back in it was the mid 1990s, and just recorded it. And of course we rewatched it and rewatched it and rewatched it and rewatched it many times. And so But yeah, Ernest Scared Stupid. Um, it's just it's just a shame what happened to that series. You can just see it just went downhill. But this one was still enjoyable. It was still fun. It was still funny. I mean, when I first heard the line, "How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?" Oh my gosh, I just lost it. It yeah, yeah. And Jim Varney, God bless him, he's no longer with us, but he left a long legacy of comedy to us to enjoy with Ernest P. Worrell. And that was the final, again, the final one that was released by Disney. I think the final Ernest movie was Ernest Goes to the Army. And I think that was in 1999, 1998, when Ernest finally called it quits because Jim Varney passed away in 2000. 99, 2000. And yeah, it was kind of sad to see it go. But yeah, it served its purpose. So, as a film, does it hold up? Not really. It was a product of the 90s, of the early 90s and late 80s, and so if anybody knows how Ernest got his start being in the public conscience or public view, he was doing television commercials, and it was specific products. One of the things was milk. There was a milk company that paid this ad agency to put Ernest into a television and sell their milk, which is ironic because that was part of this film's plot to destroy the trolls, and they were terrified of milk, and milk because milk would kill them. And you know, it's kind of funny when you watch this movie, you kind of see little nods to other horror movies. Like there's a little bit of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers in there with the pods on the tree, and there's other things, and plus I think there's a little bit of a homage to Poltergeist. You know, when the troll is laying in the bed because the girl thinks that there's something underneath the bed. She lifts it up, there's nothing there but her teddy bear, and then when she comes back to the normal position in the bed and then turns over, there's the troll. And so yeah, stuff like that, and little things like that. And it also kind of has a couple years later, Disney would go on to make Hocus Pocus, and it kind of has a similar tone to it. And you think about the basic plot line is that the Sanderson sisters and Trantor the troll had the same objective in mind, which is to go after children and use their souls for a certain purpose, and that's to do their evil deed. In case Trantor was using the souls of children to release his troll army, and the Sanderson sisters were using children's souls to maintain their youth, and so that they would live forever. Yeah, it's interesting how there's that old saying in Hollywood: there's only 7 good ideas that make a movie. So this is dominant of what of that old saying, because Disney recycled it for Hocus Pocus a little bit. So yeah, it's just the Ernest movies and Ernest Scared Stupid, Um, Definitely gets played around this time of year. Another one would be Ernest Saves Christmas. That gets played around Christmas time, and so. But this one, I think, is just. To me, it just feels like they pulled out all the stops and did what they could do, and because obviously this one I think had a lot more special effects than previous Ernest movies, because obviously you have a troll, so that means that a guy has to be in makeup. There's a little bit of animation there to depict ghosts and whatnot. But yeah, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't hold. It's a product of the time, and I don't think that you could relaunch the character of Ernest. I think it was a specific point in time in the nation and movie going and advertising and just overall entertainment and comedy, because the way Jim Varney kind of plays Ernest is he plays him like obviously a man child, but also he's a little bit of a cartoon character. Because Jim Varney he could do this, this unbelievable funny things with his face, and like the the rubbery face that he had. But yeah, Ernest Scared Stupid, and yeah, it's quite a regular movie that I would just watch. Not just Halloween, but it was around the year. I mean, all throughout the year that I would watch this movie, and it's the Ernest movies, regardless of what season, they play year round, with an exception of Ernest Saves Christmas. I think that one just specifically for Christmas time. That one also has a lot of special effects in it, but I think this one has a little bit more, because obviously you have to see the kids. There's a few shots where the kids are turned into the wooden dolls and stuff like that. But yeah, Ernest Scared Stupid. That was tonight's movie. Come on back and we'll have another movie. We'll do another movie, and don't know what we're going to do next. I had this one specifically picked out, so yeah, we'll just go on from there. So from me to you, see you later. You know what I mean?